Hi, this is Angus Jennings. I'm the town manager in the town of West Newbury. As a new initiative to help get the word out about some of the things going on in town, we're starting what will be a periodic video update series. So this is the first of a series. Sometimes I'll be providing information. Sometimes we'll have other department heads or board members. So we're just getting started, and we'll see how it goes, but we'll be looking for suggestions on what types of information people would like to see and what types of topics you would like to see us cover in future installments. So thanks in advance for your attention. I'm going to start by talking about some upcoming events here in the community. And people can always stay tuned to the town website, wnewbury.org. We post a lot of things on the town calendar, as well as on the selectmen agendas under the news and announcements. We try to bring attention to community events. So later this month, on November 10th, next Tuesday, we've got the virtual job fair for veterans, and there's information about that on the town website, on the town calendar. At 11 a.m. next Tuesday, we have informational session on veterans benefits. So that's something that people may be interested. And from 3 to 7 p.m. next Tuesday, the 10th, we're offering flu shots at the annex of the 1910 building. November 10th is also a myopia hunt club fox hunt from 9:30 to 12:30. November 12th, next Thursday at 6 p.m., there's a virtual program offered through the library called Silver Promises, Peace Medals in North America. So there's detail on the town events calendar. We have a blood drive on November 17th from noon to 5 p.m. That's also going to be in the town annex. The 17th is also a myopia hunt club fox hunt, also from 9:30 to 12:30. November 18th, there's another virtual program offered through the library, Native American storytelling. So details on the website. There is a virtual a cappella night on November 21st. And a couple of important town meetings or events coming up. The Community Preservation Committee has an annual public hearing regarding the needs, possibilities, and resources of the town relative to the Community Preservation Act in the areas of community housing, historic preservation, and open space and recreation. The CPC, Community Preservation Committee, will begin that public hearing on Thursday, November 19th at 7:30 p.m. And that agenda with the login information will be posted to the website. Actually, the Zoom information is already posted there. And finally, in terms of town business, the annual tax rate hearing is expected to take place at the Board of Selectmen meeting on Monday, November 30th. So my office is working with the assessors and finance to prepare a recommended tax rate. So that should be set on November 30th. So to now transition away from activities and just provide brief updates on some active initiatives that are ongoing here in town. We posted a couple of personnel openings. Our treasurer collector will be retiring as of the end of the calendar year. So we posted that job, and we'll be starting interviews next week. We're also starting interviews next week for the chief assessor position, with the incumbent left for another job in September. And we've also posted for a water laborer position. So that posting is active. We have a new employee starting this coming Monday. Her name is Barbara Gard. She will be our new Community Preservation Committee administrative assistant, and she's got a tremendous background and is going to be a real asset. So we're looking forward to welcoming her on board. We've been, some of what's been keeping us busy with the coronavirus, there's some federal funding that's available to offset some of the expenses that we've had and that we expect to have. going forward. So we filed a number of filings through what's called the CARES Act. That's the Federal Coronavirus Relief Act, as well as we put in a filing with FEMA just in the last couple of weeks. And our recent CARES filing, we work closely with Pentucket, and our requested funding would support some expenses they've incurred in the area of remote learning and cleaning and sanitizing the buildings through improved air purifiers and HEPA filters and that sort of thing. So there's not a lot good about the coronavirus, but there is some funding available to help offset the financial impacts. So we're pursuing every opportunity there. We have a number of active capital and facility improvements that are currently ongoing. Obviously, the big one is the middle high school, and that's going along very well. The school building committee meets every Tuesday. Their next meeting is this coming Tuesday, November 10th at 6:30. And those meetings are available through remote participation if people want more detailed updates. But in a nutshell, the project is on schedule and on budget. So that's a good thing at this point. We're also, the water department is very hard at work with the new water tank up on Brake Hill and the new chemical treatment building out at the well field over by the reservoir. So both of those projects are nearing completion, and the water department is overseeing the work in the field, and my office is working with them and with the insurance to get everything set up to add those new assets to our property and casualty insurance. The public works director is hard at work with the fire chief on in implementing the improvements to the fire alarm system at the Page School. That's a major capital investment that was approved by voters, and they went out and contracted with the vendor this fall, and they're working toward getting that project started later this fall, and that should be complete by in February of 2021. So that's a big improvement over at the Page School. We're also hard at work on the electric vehicle charging stations, which were also approved by voters at town meeting last June. We've got substantial grant funding from National Grid, thanks to the efforts of the Energy Advisory Committee. And so the out-of-pocket cost is fairly low. So there's going to be, we hope later this fall, and ideally perhaps as early as the end of this month, there would be new electric vehicle charging stations, both here at the 1910 building as well as over at the Page School. So you can keep an eye out for that. Another project update, we're not underway yet in terms of work on the building, but we're working with the architect on the Soldiers and Sailors restoration that was approved by town meeting in the fall of 2019. So we're very close to having a contract in place for the architect, and I spoke with her last week, and I think we're going to be on track to get all the design work done this winter to allow us to go out to bid in the late winter, early spring, with the goal of beginning work next spring and over the summer. And once that is under contract, assuming we get bids that fit within budget and so forth, the goal would be to have those improvements done sometime next fall, about a year from now. So fingers crossed that we can keep that timeline for that project. We're also continuing to do a lot of work with the Middle Street Bridge. That's still at the design stage, and there's quite a lot of permitting involved at the local, state, and federal level because, among other things, we're dealing with a water source and doing work on a bridge over a water source. So that's a highly regulated area, as it should be. And it's also, of course, affects two municipalities with Newburyport and West Newbury. So we're at the design stage. We have a substantial MassWorks grant. We got $1 million from the state on top of the $500,000 that Newburyport had obtained through a Mass DOT small bridge grant. So that thankfully is covering the expenses up to this point. And we're providing quarterly reports to the Commonwealth as part of the terms of that grant. So if anyone wants any details on that, we do have a page set up on the town website. You can access through the DPW page, there's a sub page on the Middle Street Bridge project. Finally, we did get news late yesterday. Today is Thursday. We learned late in the day on November 4th that Mass Housing did issue a project eligibility site approval letter for what we anticipate would be a 40B comprehensive permit filing at the site on Coffin Street. So that's new information. We had a staff meeting this morning just to share that information and get everyone coordinated. We do not have any filing locally yet, so stay tuned for updates on that. And I expect there's going to be an informational meeting that the selectmen will host as early as next week. So keep an eye on the website for that. Finally, I would remind everybody that there are typically, at any given time, there are openings on various town boards, commissions, and committees, and we're always happy to have people's help. And so if you're interested to learn more about that, we keep that page updated. It's at wnewbury.org/volunteer. And that's got a list of the current openings and a link to the application for appointment if people are interested, or if you'd like to learn more about what those boards, commissions, or committees are involved with and what that commitment looks like. You can always contact either my office or the appropriate contact at the town office, on the staff contact. And finally, you can subscribe for email updates, which we send out pretty regularly, actually very regularly, but we try not to overdo it. So hopefully what we send out is relevant and interesting. But if you want to subscribe for updates, you can go to wnewbury.org/subscribe. And obviously we're a small town. We don't have a local newspaper, so we do the best we can to get information out to the public. And I think the best thing that residents can do to stay informed is subscribe to the email updates, take a look at the website from time to time, including the town calendar, which we keep updated. And of course, social media. We have a Facebook feed that we post information to as well. So that's it. That's what I've got for this initial session. If people have thoughts or suggestions about topics that you'd like to see, or specific departments that you'd like to hear from, or other town officials, boards, commissions, committees. As I said initially, this is a new initiative, and we'll take it in whatever direction seems to be most helpful or interesting to people. So if you do have suggestions on that, I would suggest that you send an email to selectmen@wnewbury.org. You could also email me directly, but I prefer the other one because I get inundated with a lot of emails, and the selectmen one is, it won't make my system crash. So, of course, you can always call. We're always here, so feel free to pick up the phone. We're always happy to hear from people and tell you what we know. And if we don't know, we can always get back to you. So that's all I've got. Signing off, and have a great day.